I am alone in this vast dystopian city, surrounded by towering skyscrapers that pierce the polluted sky. I wander through the streets like a ghost, invisible to the throngs of people who pass me by. I am a girl in my early 20s, living on the fringes of society, lost in the bleakness of this futuristic world. Every day is a struggle to survive, to find meaning in a world that seems devoid of hope. I live in a tiny apartment, a cramped space filled with relics of a life I can barely remember. The walls are bare, the furniture sparse, a reflection of the emptiness that consumes me from within. I work meaningless jobs, drifting from one to the next, always searching for something that will fill the void in my soul. But no matter how hard I try, I cannot escape the crushing weight of loneliness that hangs over me like a shroud. I am always friendly to others, wearing a mask of false cheerfulness to hide the despair that gnaws at my insides. I smile and nod as I pass my neighbors in the hallway, exchanging pleasantries that ring hollow in my ears. But behind closed doors, I am alone with my thoughts, drowning in a sea of despair that threatens to consume me whole. I am haunted by memories of a past I can never reclaim, of a time when the world was full of promise and possibility. But those days are long gone, lost in the endless expanse of time, leaving me adrift in a sea of hopelessness. Sometimes, late at night when the city sleeps, I find myself standing on the edge of my balcony, gazing out at the neon-lit skyline stretching out before me. The lights twinkle like distant stars, mocking me with their false promises of a better tomorrow. I long to escape this suffocating reality, to find a way out of this endless cycle of despair. But no matter how hard I try, I cannot shake the feeling that I am trapped, bound by invisible chains that keep me tethered to this bleak existence. I am reminded of a character from an old movie, a replicant named K who longed for something more, who yearned to break free from the constraints of his programming and find meaning in a world that had abandoned him. Like him, I am lost in a world that I cannot understand, searching for something that may never exist. But unlike K, I am not a replicant. I am human, with all the frailties and vulnerabilities that come with it. And yet, in this cold and unforgiving world, I sometimes wonder if there is any real difference between us. I spend my days wandering the streets, lost in a haze of loneliness and despair. I see the faces of the people around me, their eyes hollow and empty, reflecting the same sense of hopelessness that fills my own heart. I long to reach out, to connect with someone, anyone who might understand the pain that I carry inside. But the walls I have built around myself are impenetrable, shielding me from the outside world and trapping me in my own personal hell. And so, I continue to drift, a solitary figure adrift in a sea of humanity, longing for a connection that may never come. Each day brings me closer to the edge, closer to the abyss that threatens to swallow me whole. But still, I cling to the faint glimmer of hope that flickers deep within me, a tiny ember struggling to survive in the darkness. Perhaps one day, I will find the courage to extinguish it once and for all, to embrace the void and surrender to the nothingness that awaits me. But until then, I am alone, lost in this dystopian city, a ghost haunting the streets, a shadow of the person I once was. And as the darkness closes in around me, I can only pray for the strength to endure, to keep fighting against the despair that threatens to consume me whole.